DTD declaration, internal and external. There are two types of approaches in DTD declaration. One is we call the DTD declaration, internal DTD declaration, and another one is the external DTD declaration. What is internal DTD declaration? That means if you declare the DTD inside the XML file, then we call this is internal DTD declarations. Okay, but you must have to use the document type definition inside this XML document. For example, you have to define like doc, name of the document, then you have to define elements, attributes, and entities. Then you have to close the tag. Next. Look at the example of internal DTD declaration. So the first line, declaration of the XML version encoding UTF 8 bits, standalone, yes, this optional, these two are optional, you can use yes or no. Now look at the DTD declaration here. This part is DTD. Okay, this is we call the internal DTD inside the XML code. Document type, root elements, name of the root elements is node. Okay, now we define root elements, element, node, and there are sub elements in the root elements, subject, content, and sender. So we define element, subject, PC data, what type of data using for the subject, first character data, for the content also PC data, and for sender also PC data. Now comes to the second part. This is XML document, writing the XML document. So node based on the DTD, node is the root element. Then these are the sub elements, subject, start tag, this is the content. This content we consider as the PC data, first character data. That means this can be separated from each other. Look at here, this is the tag, start tag, this is the end tag, inside is the content. So we can separate this one using the parser. Parser will separate this one. This is PC data. Next one is the content. This is the start tag. This is bring exercise on the next Monday. This is we call the content, and the last one is the end tag of content. Sender, then content, sender, end tag, and the end, and the last the note, end tag of the note. Next, external DTD declaration. How we can declare the external DTD? So external DTD means the DTD file must be separate from the XML file. That means we need to create one more extra file with the extension DTD. We call this is the external DTD. Okay, look at this example here. Okay, XML version as it is, we put there encoding UTF 8 standalone, no. This is the declaration of the XML. Then document type, declare for the document type node. This is we call the root elements. System. So now system is looking for the what is the actually reference for this XML which follow the DTD rules. So the name of the DTD file is message.dtd. So this is message.dtd. Then this is explanation. This is the internal one. Okay. This is the external one. So this is the file is already specified here. Then we define the XML documents, root elements, sub elements, sub elements, sub elements, and the not again the root elements. Okay. Now, if you look at the message.dtd at the end, the last part, so define the rules and regulations inside the message.dtd. This is the external file. That's why we call the declaration of external DTD. You must have to declare the DTD file and save as .dtd. So the element node, subject, content, sender, element type is the subject is PC data, then element content type is the PC data, and also the last one is the sender, also PC data. So you look at here, this is the name of the file message.dtd. So this is used as external DTD inside the XML document. I hope you understand this one. Next, anatomy of DTD. There are three elements in the DTD. First one is the element type declaration. Second one is the attribute declaration. and third one is entity declaration. Okay. Next, look at the first one, element type declaration. How you can declare element, okay, inside the document type definition. It declares each element that appears within the XML document. So if you want to declare the element type declarations, this is the element type declarations. So you have to use the element, then name of the element, and the element content, name of the element content. So look at the examples here. Element, the name of the element we define here is the student, and then the content is, we call the sub elements, content is first name and the last name. Okay, now if you want to write this XML document, you must have to follow some rules. So what are the rules you need to follow? Number one, all elements type used in XML document must be declared in the DTD. That means the rules regulation you must have to declare before you use this one in DTD, document type definition. Number two, all element type cannot be declared more than once. That means if you use one element, you cannot use this element more than one times. Third one, element names are case sensitive. So this is very important. You must have to see whether you use the small letter or capital letter. This is case sensitive. The last one is the keyword element must be in the uppercase. All elements we use here, you must have to use uppercase element, especially for the element in declaration, you see the keyword, you must have to use the uppercase. Next, element content consists of empty, any, mixed, or children element types. Okay, look at here, the examples here. Children elements, that is any number of elements types can be placed within another elements type. These are called children elements. And the elements they are placed in are called parent elements. Okay, clear? Then next one is the empty. Refers to the tag that are empty. For example, you declare as element book and you define this is as empty. So in the XML, you can use this way. This is empty. There is no content there, book. Okay. Any refers to anything that all as long as XML rules are followed. Okay. Any is useful to use when you have yet to decide the contents in the element. It can be anything that is follow the XML rules. Mixed content refers to a combination of PC data and children elements. Okay. Next, PC data and C data. More details on PC data and C data. PC data means parse character data. It is text that will be parsed by parser. What is meant by parse? Means separate. So who is going to separate these elements? We call this is parser. The text will be examined by the parser for entities and markup. So the parser will test the entities and markup in the XML documents. Tag inside the text will be treated as markup and entities will be expanded. In the PC data, you should not use the symbol and, less than, or characters. Okay, if you want to use this one, you can represent this all this symbol using and AMP or and LT. What is LT? Less than, and greater than, and GT. You can use inside in this way. Okay. C data. On the other hand, C data means character data. It is text that is not be parsed by parser. So that means the C data cannot be separated from the tag, cannot be parsed by the parser. Tag inside the text will not be treated as markup and entities is not allowed to be expanded. So you cannot separate these elements. Next, element content. Children element. Children element types are declared using the parentheses in the parents elements types declaration. Look at this example here. Element is the parent element name. Then inside the parentheses, child element. Element, again child element name and the child element content. Okay, look at this example. This is the example of DTD, detail.dtd. So inside detail.dtd, we have to define first element, student, and then this is the child ID. Element ID, again, you need to define ID. What type of ID this one? We call the PC data, first character data. So now, based on this DTD, we need to write the XML code. So I have to follow this definition. Okay, comes here, XML version 1.0, then encoding UTF 8 bits, standalone, no, so the standard declaration for the XML. Then document type, name is definition, then system. System is looking for the details of this XML document. Details inside is detail.dtd is here. Now this follow these rules, then you can write the XML document. Student is the root elements and the ID. ID is the child, and you can put the of the ID and last one is the end of student ID. This is the element. Next examples, declare multi children in sequence. Multi children are declared using the commas, similar with the previous examples, but here multi children means we need to use the separated comma with more than one children's. Look at the examples. Element, parent element, child 1, element 1, child 2 name, and child 3 name. Okay, so use the comma, 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 separate comma, separated, so you can use the declaration of multi-children. These are the multi-children. Children 1 name, children 2 name, children 3 name. Then again we have to define each of the children. What type of elements this one? Children 1, then element content. Children 2 name, element content. Child 3 name, element content. So look at the examples here. Based on this declaration, XML version you declare first, then document type is student, this is the root elements, and then element, the root element is the child element, or the children are ID, surname, and the first name. Okay, then again we have to define ID. What type of ID this one? We call the PC data, surname also PC data, and the first name also PC data. Then is declaration. Once you declare, then you can write the XML code here. Student root element ID, you can put the ID in between the start tag, ending tag, surname, then first name, and then student. Next. To declare optional children. So if you want to declare the optional children, so you can use the question mark operator. Okay. Optional means here 0 or 1 times. 0 or 1 time. Look at the declaration here. Element, parent name, child name, then question mark. This is optional. Then question mark. It might be 0, it might be 1. Then define the children name elements content. Okay. Then XML version, declare the XML declaration first. Then document type, student with the root elements. Then the student birth date, the child element. Then define the birth date PC data. Then you write the XML code, student birth date. Then you put the birth date and then end of the birth date tag. Then at the end of the root tag, student.